Lads, today we're talking a little bit about something that is not ideal by any means for Caitlin Clark for the All-Star game. The Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark is probably going to need a hardship player for the All-Star game because multiple of her stars.
Caitlin Clark was made for moments like these. When things get tough, she doesn't just survive, she shines. The All-Star game was supposed to be her big night alongside Aya Wilson, the MVP and a key part of the team's success. But now, with Wilson out due to injury, the spotlight falls completely on Clark. And if history has shown us anything, it's that Clark performs best when the pressure is the highest.
So A'ja Wilson, man, she looked like she might not actually make it to the All-Star game, man. Have that hurt, injured wrist. And I see it in the cast, man, right over here in the corner. If y'all can see that, I know it's a tad bit.
Wilson got hurt during the Aces' 87-78 loss to the New York Liberty. She went up strong for a basket, got fouled by Leonie Febick, and landed hard on her right wrist. It was the kind of fall that makes everyone flinch. The whole Aces bench ran to her like she was the last piece of pizza in a dorm. Even though she was in pain, she stayed in the game a little longer. She made her free throws and played a few more possessions. But after that, it was clear she couldn't continue. She was done for the night.
Myth Satu. Either way, A'ja Wilson is currently injured. Yes, A'ja Wilson is currently injured, which is not good, and it does not seem great. They say she has a sprained wrist with no timetable to return, and that means she's probably out for the All-Star game. That means she's probably out. So it's the rookies. It's the rookies. Like, it is Caitlin Clark and the rookies versus the...
Here's the update. Wilson's MRI showed a sprain, not a break. That's a relief, but still not great. It's another setback in a season that's already been tough for her. She missed 3 games earlier this year because of a concussion. It's like her season has become a running medical report. And for Team Clark, losing Wilson now makes things even harder.
All right, so yeah, I ended up seeing this yesterday where she actually had this cast on her wrist. And I remember Angel Reese wearing this as well. She was out for a good minute after hurting her wrist. So I don't think A'ja Wilson will be making.
Coach Becky Hammond said they're being cautious and want the injury to heal right the first time, so it doesn't become a season-long problem. That's smart. But the All-Star game is on July 19th, and a grade 1 sprain usually needs 1 to 3 weeks to recover. The timing is bad. It's not looking good for Wilson to play. And you can bet Clark is already adjusting her game plan, fast, like a GPS that just found a detour.
After A'ja Wilson's fall and wrist injury the other night, I was super nervous that it was going to be something more serious. It really looked bad, especially the way she landed. I've had that fracture from a similar fall, and my wrist immediately started hurting. She did have an MRI yesterday. She posted this: "Welp, nothing wakes you up like the sound of an MRI machine, but just want to say thank you for the prayers, New York Liberty. Thank you so much for the quick help and privacy. Truly appreciate it. Natasha Cloud was a real wonder for that. Prayers to my squad. Thank you for preventing my crash out. God has a plan that I'll never question. We're going to be all right." Which, the God has a plan I'll never question. Every time someone posts that, I get a little nervous because it makes me feel like they're saying God has a plan, which means I'm not going to play. And I was like, oh shit.
If you're still with us, here's where it gets juicier. This isn't just an injury, it's affecting one of the biggest matchups in women's basketball history. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. Their rivalry has been building since the 2023 NCAA championship, when Reese threw that "you can't see me" gesture at Clark and sparked a national debate. The media called them equals, 2 rising stars. But let's be real. Clark is the captain of her own all-star team. Reese? She's not even a starter for Team Collier. That says it all.
So now it's being reported that her wrist is not broken, it's just a sprain. So we'll probably see her pretty soon, after she takes some time to heal and rest. So I'm just so glad it's not broken. This is such good news. She's not going to play tonight in tonight's game between the Aces and the Mystics. So, but give her some time to heal up and we'll see her soon. I'm just so glad it's not broken. This is the best news ever.
Now let's talk about the All-Star draft. Nafisa Collier didn't just pick Angel Reese, she sent a message. When asked why she chose her, Collier said she needed rebounds. It was a subtle jab that sounded more like, "I picked the girl who's good at grabbing her own missed shots." That's not exactly a glowing compliment. It was shade. Pure and simple. V7. And then came the moment that proved Caitlin Clark is more than just a player, she's a shot caller. When captains were asked about trades, most thought about switching players. But Clark went bold. She said on camera, "I don't know if this is allowed, and I don't really care, we're trading coaches." Cheryl Reeve, the Minnesota Lynx coach who was supposed to coach Team Clark, was sent packing to Team Collier. In her place, Clark brought in Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York Liberty. Why? Because Brondello wins titles, and Reeve had spent too much time criticizing Clark. This wasn't just a trade. It was a statement. Clark isn't here to play politics. She's here to win.
Angel Reese, girl, I'm curious, where are your followers at? And just in case you guys aren't aware, because Angel Reese and all her fans want to tell us all the time, you know, she's just as important with the growth of women's basketball because of all of the followers and all of the people who care about Angel Reese and want to get to know her. She's got 4.9 million followers on Instagram and she's doing really well on TikTok. But we all know that the 2025 All-Star Starters lineup dropped and Angel Reese is nowhere to be.
Coach Brondello's reaction? She loved it. Her teenage son even texted her saying, "Mom, you got traded." She laughed and called it awesome. That's the kind of energy Clark wants around her team, positive, focused, no drama. And now, with Aya Wilson's status uncertain, Team Clark has some decisions to make. Should they bring in a replacement star? Should they change their game plan? Should they worry? The answer, no. Caitlin Clark doesn't panic. This is the same player who led Iowa to back-to-back Final Fours, shattered scoring records, and made women's basketball must-see TV. Even without Wilson, Team Clark is stacked. She's got Aaliyah Boston for defense, Sabrina Ionescu for shooting, Satu Sabali for versatility, Kelsey Mitchell for big-time scoring, and Gabby Williams for hustle and energy. It's not just a talented team, it's a smart one, built with purpose.
Here. All right, B. If Gabby Williams is off the board, who are you going with?
Okay. I feel like I'm going to get into the post players.
Let's do it.
We need some rebounding. I'm going to go with Me Bounds, Angel. We need some rebounding on our team.
Angel Reese off the board here to Team Collier. Tasked with getting those boards here in Indianapolis.
But let's be honest, losing Aya Wilson is like taking Batman out of the Justice League. You can still save the world, but it's way harder. Wilson averages 20.7 points, 8.7 rebounds, and 2.4 blocks. She's not just a player, she's a wrecking ball on the court. Without her, Team Clark will have to find a new rhythm, a new way to dominate. And while they're figuring that out, Angel Reese is over on Team Collier talking about how her team has the #1 crashers. Crashers? Is that what we're calling players who don't even start in the All-Star game now?
This is in the rules. I don't really care. But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. Bee's going to take her coach, Sandy Brondello. Let's get it.
Ooh.
It's going to be amazing. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules. But we just made it a rule. So, Sandy Brondello, come on over.
Whoa!
Let's get to it. You can coach some